Firefighters of 9/11. 9/11 will forever be known as the day that changed our nation. I'll never forget the day when I was confused as to why my dad had picked me up from school, took me out of my second grade class, and home to be with my family. I remember sitting down with my parents and seeing something on TV that I thought was only a scary movie. Little did I know the horrific occurrence that I was witnessing was actually reality. I'm sure we all can remember what we were doing around 10 a.m. on 9/11. I, as well as many other Americans, were somewhere watching planes crash into each of those New York City Twin Towers, also known as one of the biggest terrorist attacks in the nation. Although this day was a traumatic experience for most of us, the firefighters in the New York City Fire Department and other firemen from around the world weren't just watching the towers crash into those buildings on a television screen. The firefighters that went into the burning towers that day are true heroes who showed extreme sacrifice and remarkable bravery and courage. The firefighters in New York City demonstrated a great level of sacrifice on 9/11/2001. They ran into those smoke-filled burning towers and risked their own life to save somebody else's. While in a burning tower, most people would think about their life and how they could survive, but the firemen were thinking of others' lives that they could save. While in a burning tower, almost anybody would think about how they could escape, but the firemen were thinking of people that they could help escape. While in a burning tower, the most important thing to most others would be their safety, but to the firemen, the most important thing to them was to put out that fire and save lives. Over 2,000 people were killed on the terrorist attack on 9/11, and 343 of those killed were firefighters. One firefighter was even killed running into the towers, while another person was jumping out of them. Not only were firefighters sacrificing their own lives, they were also sacrificing their mental health. 9 years after the attack on 9/11, about 7% of the firefighters suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. A high level of sacrifice wasn't the only thing that the firefighters exhibited. They also showed remarkable bravery and courage. After the second plane hit, people got a clue that it wasn't an accident and that the towers were actually under attack. At this point, the nation's emotions were running as wild as a cheetah. While everybody else was running out of the towers, the firefighters showed true courage and bravery by running into the towers to save who they could and to try to put out the fire before the buildings collapsed. Even after the buildings collapsed, the firemen were still in action, searching for survivors who they could help save. The firefighters' bravery was like a match that refused to burn out. The firefighters who helped on 9/11 exhibited great sacrifice and true bravery and courage during that horrible event to this day. Almost 12 years later, us Americans still can't seem to wrap our brain around it. Many more lives would have been lost this day if it weren't for the help of the firefighters who participated. They are true heroes who should be honored each and every single day.
Good job.